Does President Clinton have a bent penis? Well, according to a doctor who examined him last week, the president's genitals are, quote, completely 100% normal. It should be noted, however, that the doctor who examined him also has a bent penis. I may color his findings a little. As his last stop on the trip, the president met in Buenos Aires Thursday with Argentinian President Carlos Menem. During the meeting, Clinton asked Menem to continue with economic reform and protect democratic freedoms. Menem, in turn, asked Clinton to show him his bent penis. Tomorrow, Chinese President Jiang Zemin begins a week-long visit that could define U.S. relations with China for years to come. President Clinton plans to ask Jiang for several things, including human rights reform, trade expansion, and a Chinese herb said to have the power to straighten a bent penis. This week, an angry President Clinton demanded that Congress stop dragging its feet on something he has long championed, a medical Bill of Rights for U.S. citizens. In all, there are 10 items in the President's Bill of Rights, running from number 1, a rich, satisfying sex life is the foundation of good health, to number 10, a straight penis is not a privilege, it is a right.
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no, no, no. And come to think of it, I need somebody like you. Oh, no, no, no. I need someone like you.
To know one thing before you go today. I know there are other questions, but you say that you there were distinguishing characteristics on the president's private parts. For America, please tell us what that is. We've got to know.
Well, it was like that. Oh God! It was.
Return. Okay, that was it. Thank you. Well.
No, I used to hang out with Norm MacDonald a lot. Me and Norm were really close.
God, I loved him.
And we used to go play tennis. And after we played tennis, we'd go into like the 7-Eleven. And we'd always do this thing where we go, okay, we're going to go in together. And each of us has to point at one item and make a joke about it. And it was really hard. Like,
so hard.
like people think making jokes as a comedian is easy, but it's not. But I'll never forget Norm did this. It's the only one I remember. But I pointed to, you remember those things, animal crackers?
Yeah.
And I pointed to the animal crackers, and Norm just goes, that horse cock didn't taste very good.
There's a lot of guys who sort of all of a sudden are like real big players.
Yeah, Norm got his own TV show.
Norm's doing well. What?
What?
Do you hang out with Norm, or is it impossible?
It's pretty impossible because he's crazy.
He is.
In L.A., I call him and he goes, I go, what happened last week? I called you to go. You called me? And I go, yeah. On my phone? I go, yeah. And he goes, oh, yeah, I got that. I go, well, you didn't call me back? No.
And he's serious.
Yeah, he's crazy.
And yeah, I know. Like, I have him on the show.
I love him, though. He's the funniest guy around. I think you need to be kind of crazy to be really funny.
He is very funny. I love him, too. And he has a gambling problem, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was telling us how
secret,
he was all excited that he had $80,000. He won $80,000 in Vegas, but he had lost like $100,000 on basketball.
Right,
and that's on nickel slots. That's how serious he is.
Did you always know he had a gambling problem?
Mm-hmm.
You did. When did you know that? At Saturday Night Live?
I first knew he had a pee in a bottle problem.
Right.
Remember that? You always talk about
Yeah, it's
that.
great.
And then I
Does he still save his urine? Do you know?
I don't know. He used to put it in Ziploc baggies, sign it, and send it to fans.
Is that true?
No.
Oh.
But he did. He would take, after Saturday Night Live, they give you a car, a limousine, if you want to go to the party, and he would take it to Atlantic City.
Really?
Yeah. He's a hard ass. He's hardcore, dude. I
know he'll even get into fist fights.
And then he'll stay at a table for hours and hours.
What do you think of that?
I feel lucky.
And then you don't even know if he's married or single. It's never really clear.
I don't know, but I know girls like him. He's when you're that something's that wrong, they pick up on it and like it.
They like the tragedy of that.
Fixer upper, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna make him a regular guy.
Right, but it never worked.
So one time I had to open up for him this was at a casino. We were doing like a casino gig in Shawnee, Oklahoma, and Cherokee Creek Casino, I think. And it could have, I don't know, this cool lady that I think maybe tried to make love to somebody, but she also helped us get the gig. And Norm was fucked up. I think that when he went on after me. And like, I don't even think for the first 7 minutes, I don't even think he said anything, right? But the crazy part was the next day, we had to play cards too the next day. You had to like be there for the weekend, you know? So we go to the card tables and Norm's like, man, there's a lot of good pussy in here. And I don't know him really well. So I'm looking around this room, bro. There is 0 attractive women, right? There's 0 attractive men, okay? Right. So it's not, even if you wanted some ass pussy, there's nothing. Yeah, it's a casino. And it's a gambling game. It's poker. Yeah. 5-card poker, you know? So... And I'm just thinking, well, I guess I just agree with him. You know, he's getting older, and you know, maybe he has a different perception of what's attractive. And I'm like, yeah, man, there's sure is. He goes, fuck no, there isn't. Like he had played me, you know, like he's like, this is the ugliest batch of people I've ever seen.
You know, I don't know if Norm still tours. You'd be a good compliment for Norm, man.
You don't think I'm too much, too similar?
I don't know. I think it'd be funny.
Jeez, he's my hero.
I think it'd be work. Yeah,
I'd be blown away.
Yeah, the guy's amazing.
Never met him.
Very funny. Well, you know, just it's such an impressive stand-up to see live. You know?
Yeah.
Because you think right before he goes on, I opened up for him for about a year, and after we did Dirty Work, and then he always think like no matter where you are, you think like he's not gonna make it. Like he goes, he's holding his stomach. He goes, I can't do this, man. I'm not gonna make it here. I don't want to go on. I want to quit. Like, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. And you got to push him in front of the microphone, and then he does an hour and 45 and like destroys. Doesn't take the mic out like this, like and then he just leaves.
Yeah.
You know.
I saw him at Caroline's when I was broke. I was poor. I wasn't even in the club, so I had to pay the real fee. You know, I couldn't be like, I'm a comic. They didn't know me.
I know. And you mean the fair prices over there too?
Yeah, right. I spent like $70.
That's great when you're broke.
Yeah, and I went and saw him, and he was killing, and he got heckled in the middle of the show, and he's drinking a Coca-Cola, and he just goes, "It's dead silent. There's tension. Like, what's he gonna say?" And he just goes, I don't know what to do about that, you know. And then he goes back to the act. I've never seen anyone handle a heckle like that.
I don't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
Now sometimes I just go,
Funniest guy on the planet.
No, he really is. He's up there. He's very, very funny. He's a fun guy to talk. See, doing the road with a guy like that is fun for the late night conversations that last till 6 a.m.
Right.
About show business, about who he hates.
Yeah.
Like you start talking about who you hate.
Yes.
Oh, it's fantastic.
That's the funnest stuff.
Oh, and who sucks and who you hate and this and that and the other thing. And then, of course,
Norm stories? I got 2 good Norm stories. Good. My first comedy club gig ever is in Catch a Rising Star, Princeton. And Norm MacDonald, this is 1990 or 91. Norm's done a few local talk shows in America, small time, but he hasn't made it in America. He's kind of got a little following, but now he's starting to headline in America at comedy clubs. This is at a time where in New Jersey, if you weren't telling dirty nursery rhymes wearing a leather jacket, you weren't really interesting to anybody. But here's Norm, this goofy Canadian accent, really telling these long, weird bits for 8 shows. And he probably bombed 3 out of 8 shows. Whenever he killed, he would kill, when it was a sophisticated crowd, he would get him and he would kill. He would just go backstage, he'd pull out a deck of cards, and he'd make me and Rich Voss play poker with him. When he bombed, Norm would go to the exit and say goodbye to every single person who left. Just to be weird and make us laugh and be awkward for the people. He would thank everyone for coming after he bombed.
Serious?
He was such a nut.
I love that. That's a committed person. But that's what I love.
You were Norm's assistant?
And I was Norm's assistant,
Wow.
and I wish I could like go back to
You
those
got any
days.
Norm stories?
Yeah, I hear this is my best Norm story.
Yeah.
So I went to the guys would like take me out, like Keckner and Norm and Spade, and they're all fucking gems, like really, really nice guys. They were always so nice to me, and I think they liked having me around because I was like a young kid, and I would laugh, you know, and I was just in fucking heaven, like. So they'd take me out. They took me out one night, and they were getting drunk and whatever, and so I I meet this Australian girl, and you know, we go back, fool around, whatever. And I come into work the next day, and I turn to Norm, and I go, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I go, and don't tell anybody. And he goes, okay, yeah, I won't tell anybody, you know. And I go, like, last night, I went out with this girl, the girl at the bar. She goes, she snorted cocaine off my cock. Like that. And I was like, I know, I'm 20 years old or whatever, you know, and I'm like, I couldn't believe it. I'm in the city for the first time, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And he goes, wow. He goes, oh my God, that's crazy. Cocaine off your cock. And I go, but don't tell anybody, you know, 'cause I don't want anyone to know. Like, and so then maybe like, I don't know, 5 minutes later, the fucking UPS guy comes in, you know, with the packages or whatever. And he's like, oh, hey, Daryl. And he's like, hey, Norm, how you doing? He's like, hey, you see this guy right here? Guy likes to get cocaine snorted off his cock. And I was like, you know, now I wouldn't be embarrassed, but I'm fucking mortified. I'm like, I'm going to get fired. And he did it. He did it for like 3 months.
To everybody.
At any point, like I'd be standing there with the jokes. He'd be like, Jason, go get the jokes. And he'd be smoking in the hallway, and he'd be like, no. Because, you know, he fucking had like a really high bar for jokes. And fuck that. I'd be like, oh my God. And then there'd be like a page standing next to him. He'd be like, hey, you know, Jason? Guy likes to have cocaine snorted off his guy. So fucking funny. He did it to my mom. He said it to my mom once.
No.
Yeah. And then I remember because the other part of the job was that I would work the door at the parties. And my mom came down for the party.
At the after party.
The after party.
Yeah.
And she, and I was trying to keep Norm away from my mom so he wouldn't say that to my mom. And of course he goes, you know, Jason likes to have cocaine. Snorted off his cock. And my mom was great. She goes, well, I bet you do a lot of weird stuff too, Norm.
Can you share some of the stuff?
With Norm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you have with Norm?
It was just, he reached out. He was a big, when people were going through it, Norm was one of the guys that would always reach out. And yeah, that was it. Just reached out. He sent me some cool stuff about like, funny will win.
Yeah.
That was the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
that's
was
amazing.
like, there's a war right, I don't want to spill the beans on a nice thing, but it was like,
You guys had a private thing.
yeah, it was cool.
But
and
he
it
was
ended,
very supportive
yeah,
when you were going
he
through your
spoke
stuff.
like poetically.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And it ended, one of the messages ended with like, in a war for comedy, I think the ones with jokes will win. I was just like, yo.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Norm MacDonald is king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
amazing.
in no way has to do that.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
To reach out, you know, especially at that time, I thought was really cool.
It was 2 years ago. I mean, he had,
Yeah, as he's battling something, no disrespect,
Yes.
way worse.
yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, hey,
Yeah.
you need help?
I was with Adam Egget most of the time in Austin. The guy, you know Adam?
Yeah. From
And-
the store, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So me and Adam went to the Cowboys-Eagles game, and we were hanging out, and the whole time, because he was best friends with Norm.
Yeah.
So he was like
Yeah.
going through it, but he went through it the same way as like we just talked like Norm the whole time. Like the whole game, we were like, he must have. Yeah, he got hit pretty hard. You know what's worse than getting hit like that? Blood cancer. It's no good, that blood cancer. Just like that the whole time. It was great. I hope that wasn't sharing too much for Adam.
No.
But it was fun. Norm's the best.
Yeah.
Well, it was, but he died of fucking. Right. I forgot he fucking vanished.
Yeah.
Norm.
Yeah.
Classic.
Nah, he's a fucking man.
I remember it was me, him. He came to. I think he was doing a show with Spade in Irvine, and I went to go watch, and he came. We went like by the dumpster afterwards, and it was me, him.
Oh, I know what you're talking about outside. There's
Yeah.
that little outside area where you park. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was. There was one other person there. I don't remember who was there. So he said, "Hey, bro, you want to get stoned?" I went, "Nah, man." I stopped. He goes, "What? Jesus Christ! Fucking guy from Hip Baked, you can't fucking stop getting high. The fuck you dying about?" He was so angry that I didn't want to get high. He was so pissed.
He was genuinely pissed.
The fuck is that? Who the fucking bro? You gonna fucking get high? Jesus Christ! The fuck is what? You showing like that? Jesus Christ, bro! What the fuck? He was so he judged me now, and no. I stopped for a while, man.
Like
That's
I
all.
smoked it all.
I did everything.
I smoked as much as I
I
could.
beat the shit out of marijuana.
Yeah, dude.
Hard.
Yeah, I think
For
you
what?
won.
One hitters. I was crushing it. I'm meeting Vaughn years before, talking about punching elephants in the nuts. Been there, done that.
I did it. Yeah.
I would go down to the comedy club, and I remember Norm MacDonald would come through, and he was probably 25 years old, right? And I'm 16 in the audience, and then I got to become this huge fan of Norm, and he was Norm. But back then, there wasn't a lot of people doing stand-up like Norm. Like there wasn't this sort of angle of sort of this absurdity to it. This sort of. It was more of a structured, down the middle way of doing stand-up back then, and so Norm was this sort of, he was
a curveball.
Yeah, this sort of curveball, and we just couldn't get enough of it. So every time we was in town, we'd be down there. But Howard Wagman told me this story about Norm, and the first time he came down to do stand-up at Yuck Yucks in Ottawa, and he got off stage and he was disappointed in how it went. Norm was. He said, "I'm never doing this again." He walked down the street. Howard Wagman chased him down Spark Street in Ottawa and said, "No, that was great. You're coming back." And he made him come back, and the rest is history.
I was on a plane with him accidentally twice.
Nice.
Twice.
That must have been amazing.
Twice on two separate occasions. Just totally random. We sat next to each other on the plane, like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And the last one, it was so funny because he was telling me about how he quit smoking. Yeah, I quit smoking. It's fucking, turns out it's real bad for you. Like, this whole thing about quitting smoking. And we're talking about it, like, how hard was it to quit? This whole thing. The moment we land, he walks into the gift shop, buys a pack of cigarettes, and he's lighting them before he gets out the door. And I go, "I thought you quit." He goes, "I did, but all that talking about it made me want to smoke."
Yeah, it's probably all an elaborate setup, right? He probably was planning it the whole way.
I don't know.
Who knows? He probably doesn't even smoke. He was just doing it as a gag. No, he was.
Did you know he was sick?
I didn't know.
No, me either. You said you had two stories. There was what's the other one?
Oh, so he'd invite me over to SNL once in a while to play poker on off nights, on Monday nights or something, and to watch him play poker while watching Monday Night Football and a baseball game, like he was a gambler,
right?
And I guess somehow one time I found myself on a tape night on a live SNL. I'm in the hallway with a bunch of pages, writers, basically plus ones filling out the hallway. I don't know if I'm sure you've been up there enough to know that where the reception is, there's a lot of hubbub.
Right.
You can go to the dressing rooms this way, and to the right is the studio, and makeup, and there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I believe Rosie O'Donnell was hosting SNL, and her very best friend Penny Marshall was there to support her. Penny Marshall, at the height of her movie director swag, is walking through the hallway with her head down, sunglasses on, baseball hat, doesn't want to be bothered, treating all these basically writers and NBC employees and me and Norm as big-timing us, pretending we're just looky-loos out on the street, right? Just doing a celebrity don't bother me moment.
Flyby.
Flyby, thank you. And Norm picks up on it, and he just starts pointing and screaming, "Laverne! Laverne! Laverne!" And she didn't look up. She never knew it was Norm. She's just gone.
Oh, my gosh.
And, of course, the whole hallway's falling down. Like,
I wonder if he's doing it.
He did Last Comic Standing. He was the only honest judge. He would tell comics they were hacks. It was awesome. The comics hated him. Joe List did it, and he goes, "Joe, you're a very good writer." And Anthony Jeselnik goes, "Hey, Joe, that Norm just called you ugly," which is such a great line.
Damn.
But, oh, my God.
I met him twice, and the first time I met him was I was doing this comedy-style competition at Caroline's, and it was the Final Four. It was me, Dan Soder, who eventually beat me in the final two. It was me, Soder, Nick Cobb, and Adam Newman.
Wow.
And Norm MacDonald was just chilling in the crowd, watching.
Damn.
And he couldn't have been nicer. He was so freaking nice to all of us.
Yeah.
Complimenting our acts, being like, "Man, I could never do this type of thing,"
Ah.
So cool. And then the other time I met him was on Last Comic Standing when he was a judge, and I got eliminated in the first round. I had a pretty good set, better than a lot of people who moved on, but it's NBC. Let's face it.
That's how it goes.
And But I remember I had one joke that Norm singled out and goes, "That joke is gold," and that to me was was like it was to me. I didn't even feel that bad. I got locked off because I was like, Norm Macdonald, who is the judge that I connected to his work the most. It was Roseanne and Keenan. I connect to Roseanne's politics, of course, but no. But it was Roseanne and Keenan Ivory Wayans, and like obviously I love In Living Color, but Norm, I'm a comic. Norm was the guy I connected with, and the joke he loved was I said, you know, my last girlfriend was a hoarder, and she broke up with me, which stings extra hard. I'm like the one thing she can get rid of, and he said he loved that joke, and then I got Keenan kind of digged me in the last comic thing. He said, I like some of your jokes, but not all of them. And I said, well, I loved all your scary movie films. And it got a huge laugh. And he said, I only did the first two. And I was like, all right. I remember I saw Norm in like the food.
Yeah.
He couldn't let it pass. He couldn't take the L on that one. I knew I was out after that.
Right.
And then I'm walking through the thing. It was like a break. I guess they were taking a break, the paid audience. And I see Norm and he goes, I really like that you dug it.
Oh.
So that was a special moment.
He's the real deal. He really is.
Yeah, I think he could tell. And I said I met you once at Caroline's, and I told him I really.
I was there for one of the greatest Norm moments in comedy history. I think he was kicked. He was kicked out of Nebraska.
That sounds realistic.
And you can maybe look it up later. Where it says Norm Macdonald was kicked out of the state by the governor, and he went on Letterman to talk about it. And I want to say it was like 1996 because I just finished my first year at SNL. It was 95, so it was the summer of 96. And I remember going on tour. There you go. You saw it. Go down. Yeah, kicked out of Iowa. That's me talking about it.
Okay.
But anyway.
Should we look on a video or should we look at a story?
Don't look at that. I want to see the real. There has to be a headline.
How Norm Macdonald got kicked out of Iowa?
Yes.
Okay.
Gazette. There you go. Okay. All right. So many were disgusted. Some were delighted. So he's supposed, now you understand something. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time me touring with a star.
Okay.
We go to the airport and people are like, oh my God, you're Norm Macdonald. I'm like, wow, this is everywhere we went. Oh my God, you're Norm Macdonald. We show up at the university. He's like, I got to go golfing with the fucking governor tomorrow. They made me fucking golf. Fucking governor.
Yeah, what is that game where you fucking hit the
right?
thing?
So I'm like, he's with a governor. This is huge. Who gets to say that? So it's me, Daryl Hammond, and him.
And you both you guys went?
We're on the gig.
Okay.
We're going out. He's telling us.
Hammond, yes.
And so we get to the gig, and is packed. And they go, now listen, there's kids here, and there's students and alum and the dean and all these people here. So
that's the worst.
And I'm like, yeah, clean. I get it. No worries. I go, we're in Sunny Lake. He goes, that's why we got you guys, because you're used to live TV. Blah, blah. So Daryl goes up first, does his 20 minutes, does impressions, does his comedy. Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I go up, do my 20, feel great, crush it. Norm goes up. I'm not even exaggerating. The first thing he says, he goes up, he goes, I'm preparing. I'm like, this is going to launch my career. Are you kidding me? This is going to be huge. I'm going to be all. He goes, fucking, man, the fuck out of me? First person to even curse. Right? I went, oh, shit, he cursed. And he goes, so if you're gay, would you rather be the ass guy or the dick guy? This is what he starts off with. So I go, Daryl, you gotta go see this. And he's going, and he won't stop. He's like,
Daryl's just being depressed in the back.
Because if you're the ass guy, why do you want to be the ass guy? I mean, first of all, he's going on. People are grabbing their kids, running up the aisle. I never saw a place clear out. It looked like a fire alarm was going off. But the college students were staying, and they were howling with laughter. And one thing, and then in the middle, after about 15 minutes, he goes, Jesus Christ, what are you fucking airplane jokes? You went fucking 7-Eleven, Joe? Jesus Christ. Fuck out of here. So the next day in the paper, USA Today or the Gazette, they're like, Norm MacDonald's out.
Wow.
Governor wants him out of the state.
Governor wants him.
Get out of my state. But to witness that.
To have someone like that appreciate what you, especially because my story with Norm is not, it doesn't start out great because I did Last Comic Standing in 2000 and whatever, it never aired. And I did my joke and I did well, and it was him, it was Damon Wayans and Roseanne.
Yeah.
And Roseanne liked me. Damon Wayans, like, he was like, not, he was just like, yeah. He just like smiled and laughed. I think he said right on. I don't know what he was just like barely there. Like he wasn't, I don't remember anything either way. And then Norm was like, how many years have you been doing comedy? I'm like, 4. He's like, what? It takes 10 years to be a comedian. What are you doing here? I was like, ah. And I remember that was the biggest gut punch I got in stand-up. And I remember being at the Hilton by where they shoot all those shows. By where is that? Universal City?
Yeah.
That area?
Yeah.
I was in the Hilton and I was just like I couldn't even eat. I was like, this is horrible. And I spoke to one of the comics I was staying with at that point, and he was like, Last Comic Standing. He's like, you go in there and they pay legends to tell you not to do what you love, which is kind of what. But I got over it. I kept doing it. And then he became a fan of us later on and a lot of shit we were doing. And he was right. You know, I was a 4-year, 5-year comic then. It's like, you do need more time to mature.
But he used to, speaking of Spade, when we did, all staying at the hotel in Boston, this nice hotel, and one day we were just sitting in Spade's room because he had a big room, you know?
Yeah.
And we're all sitting there, and then suddenly the door rings, and it's like $800 worth of like steaks and stuff like that. And then Spade's like, I don't think I ordered this. No, because I ordered it. I figured you said you were hungry before. And he's like, eh. And he would do it all the time. Spade. And then Spade would just be like, so funny along, like, yeah, I don't know if I wanted to pay for everybody to eat. These people I don't even know. Like, yeah, I figured, well, you're hungry. Everybody's probably hungry. You guys are hungry. You just be sitting there and you eat like the steak, like just cut it like, like cartoon technique.
Yeah, right.
This is good steak.
With his oversized T-shirt.
And it would play off each other. Watching them was like one of the funniest things, like watching a TV show.
I was writing like bad sketch jokes my like first year in LA with a friend of mine at the Coffee Bean. I don't even think it's there anymore, across from the mall. And it's late and they're about to close down. And in walks Norm MacDonald. And the girl says to me, who I'm writing with, this girl that I worked with at a production company, she says to me, she goes, oh yeah, you know who that is, right? And I go, holy fuck, holy shit. And she goes, that's the Bob Dole guy. I go, the Bob Dole guy?
Oh, I would have ripped her eyes out.
I mean, I was like, it's fucking Norm MacDonald. And
Yeah.
she's like, no, I know, I forgot his name. I was like,
Oh,
what?
God.
So we sit there and I'm kind of fanboying out and I'm just kind of, like not trying to face him, and he's ordering coffee and I keep kind of looking over just to like, cause you just want to get a glimpse. Cause when I'm 22, I just moved to LA. I was like, fuck, holy shit, it's Norm MacDonald. He comes in there where the coffee is. He looks over. She's a pretty girl. Okay. And obviously doesn't see me at all. Doesn't know I exist. And he's kind of trying to talk her up a little bit. He's like, what are you guys doing? And she goes, oh, we're writing sketches. And he goes, oh yeah, I know a thing or two about sketches. And both of us were like, yeah, no, we know. Like, and I started stumbling. I'm like, no, I had a fan of your sketches,
Right. Yeah.
And he goes, oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go next door. I'm gonna get a Steinbeck novel. Barnes & Noble. There used to be a Barnes & Noble. He goes, yeah, I'm going to get a Steinbeck novel. I'm laughing, thinking he's just making jokes. And he goes, I'll be back, okay? I'll be back. And he walks out, and I'm like, whoa, how fucking cool was that? Hand to God. He comes back in with a Steinbeck novel and sits down by us and just starts talking.
Oh, my God.
I swear on my life.
Oh, my God.
It was almost like you started a Norm engine, and he just wanted to talk. So he just started talking and talking and talking and telling stories. And I shouldn't tell it, like, I don't want to fuck it up, but the best story he told, I said, what was your most, like, secret fun thing that happened at SNL that, like, like, what was some inside shit? And he goes, Smigel and I, Robert Smigel. If you don't know who Robert Smigel is, he's Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. He's the voice and the genius behind that. Smigel's a fucking phenomenal genius writer and comedian. He goes, Smigel and I, we used to write sketches
for Tracy, because we knew Tracy Morgan. We knew Tracy, he was bad in table reads. He couldn't read for shit. He's a fucking stumble through words, So one time we wrote this sketch that we knew was going to tank. Lauren hated it. And we showed it to Tracy anyway because we knew he had trouble reading. He had someone helping him read. He had bad time with S's. So we wrote this sketch about this guy. He's like a gay animal handler named Brian Fellows. Do you remember that sketch?
Yeah.
Brian Fellows? And he goes, if you look, the best part for us was it was Brian Fellows, 'S, Safari Planet. It was 3 S's in a row is the sketch that we pitched. So in the room, even though the sketch was bad, we knew Tracy would go, Brian Fellows, this is Brian Fellows, this is Safari Planet. And we knew we would crush in the room. He goes, and everybody lost it. He was like, the sketch was terrible. But Tracy would go, Brian Fellows, this is Safari Planet. And Norm goes, he goes, that is the funniest thing. We used to fuck with Tracy all the time. And dude, I was like, my heart was filled with comedy warmth. This is the most wild part. Again, I don't believe that this happened. To myself, I'm going, this is a lie. You're making this up.
Right.
But she's my proof. We walk out when they finally close the doors. After they're like, Mr. McDonald, you can stay. The Coffee Bean kids are sitting just listening. We all walk outside, and he starts taking off, kind of headed north on La Cienega. And as a joke, my friend goes, do you want to ride? Are you walking? And he goes, no, I don't want to get in the car with you. And we start laughing, and he goes, okay, shotgun. And he comes and runs, sits in the front seat.
No.
I swear to God on my life.
Oh, my God.
Her car. I'm sitting in the back seat, and he's showing us where to go, and we drop him off at his house, and at this complex. And he gets out, and he kind of opens the door, and we didn't say anything the whole car ride.
Right.
We just listened to him going, left here, right here. And he gets out, and he turns and looks in the car, and all he said, he just goes, good luck, or whatever, and closes the door.
Wow.
Yeah. That was my Norm MacDonald moment in comedy.
I have so many Norm moments in my life. My first press conference with Norm was, they prepped us into you got to speak, and it's live, and it'll be BBC. And
he's a bigger star than you, so you have to sit there and kind of pay. You have to be.
It was him and Spade right next to me.
So you have to be second fiddle at the moment, or were you?
Yeah, man. I'm the new kid on the block. We're all a new cast. It's an all new cast except for Spade, Tim Meadows, and Norm MacDonald.
Wow.
And we're like, whoa. And even looking at Norman Spade, I was like, oh, these guys are stars. Like, this is huge.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm really looking up to them. And the press conference go, and I dropped the ball right out of the bat. They asked me, the head of NBC who fought for me to be there, goes, Jim, what was it like growing up watching SNL? And now you're from New York and now a fellow New Yorker. I said, I didn't watch SNL growing up. Well, you can hear. I was like, oh, I saw Laura. I went, oh, that was Spade went, so he said, and I knew right away, like, oh man, that was really bad. That was bad. And so he goes, I go, well, I wasn't allowed to because I was young. And he goes, well, what about when you were old? He's trying to prep me. He goes, surely when you got older and you were allowed to watch it. And I went, I was out on Saturdays. I wasn't watching TV. And and Norm's like, they're going to like you. They're going to like you. This is my guy. And he's smoking.
No way.
He's smoking, and Marcy Klein is just going, no, put out the cigarette. He's like, I'm not done. This guy's going to get fired. So I think I'm going to get fired because I saw Lorne Michaels' face. He was pissed.
So you sitting there super nervous at this point?
I swear in my life, in my kids' lives, I thought I was going to get fired.
Damn.
Because I just basically said I don't watch Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And I never did. And
yeah, which is not
a good answer.
It's not the message.
In front of the press.
Yeah.
And I didn't say it in a mean manner, but I could just tell the boss man was like, so I went, oh, Jesus, Lord. So now I'm sitting there thinking I'm going to get fired. Swear to God. And I'm just like, oh my God, I didn't even make it to the first episode. They're going to let me go. So this is what's going on in my head. There has to be a video of this press conference in the black market somewhere. I've looked for it, never found it. It's the 1995 press conference. And so they asked Norm, they go, Norm, you, Tim Meadows, David Spade, you've been here. You know the frat house. Everyone knows SNL is a frat house. What kind of practical jokes you got lined up for these new cast members? And I swear to you, I went, I'm not even going to be part of the frat house or the practical jokes.
Damn.
And Norm goes, first of all, he's annoyed. He goes, practical jokes? Is that what you asked? What kind of practical jokes? Well, first we were thinking about anal rape. You know? Like, hey, yeah, take your pants. We're going to anally rape you. Welcome to Saturday Night Live. I'm going, oh, shit. He's going to get fired, too.
Yeah.
You can't say anal rape in front of the press.
Yeah.
He said anal rape.
So suddenly you're like, I'm back in this.
I'm in it.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good. And I went up to him after. I went, Nori's like, they don't give it. No one gives a shit, bro. He gives fuck these guys.
Yeah.
And I realized he would pitch at the pitch meeting. He just didn't care. He didn't care. And I learned so much from him. Just clearly he saw a lot and he's been there forever. Like he would, I remember he gathered the new cast up. He's like, I swear to God, he goes, hey, don't write me any of your gay sketches. He goes, I'm telling you right now, when I do a sketch, it's getting on. But don't put me in any of your gay little sketches. I swear to God, man.
Did he?
I also traumatized him. We would play football in the hallway because he was very competitive. He's always betting, and it was a very tiny hallway, maybe as wide as this, maybe. And he like, come on, bro, we're playing 3 a.m. Oh fucking, come on, we're playing football. Me, you, Colin Quinn, and fucking Justin, you fucking fuck the phone calls. No one's calling 3 a.m. Get in the fucking ball. Let's go. So. He would cheat, would piss me off because I'm competitive. And I'll never forget, he keeps cheating, and now I'm pissed.
How's
right?
he cheating? It's like a hallway. It's like a hospital hallway.
It's hallway, but he fucking cheat. He's
Right.
a cheater.
Yeah.
Right? So
yeah, he is a cheater.
I had boots on. Yeah. So I had work boots on.
Yeah, because you use those to write in. Yeah.
I'm supposed to be riding fucking work boots on. I'm
Yeah.
stoned. Like,
Oh, the ink's heavy. Yeah.
So now he cheated. I caught the ball, and then he grabbed it and pulled it from me. He's like, hey, fumbled! And he starts running the other way. I'll never forget. I fucking kicked him as he's running in his calf. I went, pow! And he goes, ah! Jesus Christ, bro! Why'd you fucking kick me in my fucking calf? I said, because you're cheating. So you fucking kicked me? Ah! Jesus Christ. And all he did all week, he like, fucking bro, fucking kicked me in my calf? Because I took the fucking ball? Jesus Christ, bro.
And Spade just in the distance like,
Yeah, I had a good, and so those are the moments I loved more that stuff. You know, all of it was worth it. All of it was worth it.
A lot of people get these pictures or tattoos, you know, like of me as Joe Dirt. You know, they send you, a lot of people get a lot of tattoos of stuff, like things you say or photos or whatever. Or they send me ones of Farley or whatever. So this guy sends me he's got Norm of all morons on his hand, Norm MacDonald. So I text Norm, I just send it to him. I go, hey, you have fans. And then I put in parentheses, fan. all we know is for sure this one guy. And then of course, like days later, David, hello, it's me, Norm. How are you? Have you ever texted with Norm?
No, I haven't. No.
Times 1,000. He just goes, he waits days, and then at 3 a.m, hello? I go, Norm, what are you doing? Are you answering me from 4 days ago? Is that what you're doing? Dave, it's Norm. Do you like money? Yes, Norm, I like money. Why? Would you like to have more money than all your wildest dreams? Yes, I would. And then an hour later, would you like to walk into a dealership and point to a car and then just buy it? I go, of course. How? And then 3 hours later, bet the over in the Blackhawks game in the first quarter. First period or something. I go, oh, okay. Too bad that game was 6 days ago, you fucking idiot.
When Norm MacDonald, I wonder what you think of this. He said, do you want to, I think he was talking about Bill Maher. There are a number of comedians you can do this with, I suppose. But he said, do you want to be a comedian or do you want to be a smart guy? Do you, are you going to pick? Are you going to pick? Where are you philosophically on that?
Oh, I want to be a smart guy. Like Norman, and I love Norm MacDonald. He is my hero. He is one of my idols. We worked together on Last Comic Standing and did not get along. I took the job to work with him. Our philosophies were very different, and his criticisms of the other comics. He was a judge. I was the host. I was surprised by. And so it was just very different philosophically. All the respect in the world for Norm and what he did. It was amazing. I never try to replicate what he did. Not that I would change anything about Norm MacDonald. It's very different.
You didn't get along, though. You thought you were going to get along. You were hoping to get along. And one of your heroes.
I wanted to be best friends. But I think we were both, and we figured it out, but I think we were both a little disappointed in the job we had taken. And saw the other comedians on the show and were like, fuck, what are we doing here? And so we were both not in the greatest of moods and then would butt heads a little bit. Like just because he's my idol didn't mean that I backed down at all. I kind of treated Last Comic Standing like it was my show and no one else thought that. And so, yeah, we were gonna butt heads, but that's okay.
It is okay, but I wonder if, you're going in thinking someone's going to be your best friend. You're a loner. He's a hero of yours. I imagine a bit of an inspiration at least. And yes, of course, it's okay that you didn't get along, but it would have been better than okay if you had.
Sure, but it didn't make me like him less or respect him less. It was like, this is an issue of mine and his. Like neither one of us had, a lot of friends or was around people a lot of the time. But, yeah, I think right off the bat, I think he said something. I made fun of him for it. He wasn't happy about it. And I was like, I'm going to keep making fun of you because I took this job. And I'm not just going to sit here and let you take over. And that was, it was a tough week. We did 8 episodes of that show. Yeah.
And neither one of you liked being there because you thought the show was going to be something different, or you thought this particular thing, once you realized it wasn't up to your standard, you're like, what have I done? Or
I think Norm and I thought this was going to be like the Norm. I thought this was going to be the Norm and Anthony show where the comics go and perform, and they're all bad. Like they're all like young comics doing 3 minutes. It's not like the comics were bad, but it was still all about them. And if the comics were really bad and we said something funny about it, then that whole thing was cut from the show because they only wanted to show the good comics. So Norm and I were like, what are we doing here? If we can't give our real opinion, you don't want anyone to be mean. And there's 100 fucking contestants. We were both just like, this is not the best use of our time.
Well, finally, the Guinness Book of World Records announced this week that Gul Mohammed of New Delhi, at 22.8 inches tall, is the shortest man in the world to have Eddie Murphy's head.
One time when I had my sitcom, the showrunner goes, why don't we have a big star every week do the cold opening? And I go, oh, sure, yeah. And he goes, you can get big stars, right? I'm like, no, I can't get anyone. And when they go, we got Eddie Murphy on the phone. I'm like, why, what? And they're like, yeah, for the cold opening. And I go, what cold opening? And so they hand me this script, so I'm talking to Eddie Murphy, and I don't know Eddie Murphy. And he's being like super zen-like, He's an amazing guy because he's like all zen and peaceful. And then he tells a story and it's hysterical. Like all of a sudden he's doing voices. Because he was talking about being a director and he goes real peacefully, He's like the directors in Hollywood are very tough to find one. Frank Oz was magnificent, but I was very unhappy with the other directors. Finally, I had to direct myself. I directed Harlem Nights. And the Red Fox was in it. And so Red Fox came to the show once and he was having trouble with the IRS and he owed all this money. So he kept trying to sell me things. And he would come to the set, and he would go. And then all of a sudden, he's super funny, right? After doing this real flat voice, and he goes, and then Red Fox would say, "Hey Eddie, you like Elvis? I got Elvis's watch. How'd you like to buy Elvis's watch? Elvis gave me this watch." So I said to him, "Hey Red, how long have you had Elvis's watch?" He said, "I had it for 40 years." I go, "That's not Elvis's watch. That's Red Fox's watch. I ain't buying Red Fox's fucking watch." So it's like super funny, and then he go back again to be zen-like. So I said, so as I'm talking to him, I'm leafing through this fucking awful fucking shit of a cold opening that they're having him do. And so it's like, white guys writing for black guys, what they think they'd say is just awfully, horribly racist. And so he says to me, he goes, I'll do it. If you tell me it's funny, I'll do it. And I go, it's not funny.
Oh,
I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know what else to do.
So I was calling because I wanted to get your take on Eddie Murphy hosting the Oscars. I think you're like the funniest SNL guy ever, and I just wanted to know what you thought about Eddie hosting.
Well, I think Eddie is unbelievably funny. Like, I always loved Eddie, and I couldn't be happier that he's hosting the Oscars. Obviously, last year, the Oscars were the worst hosts ever, It was Anne Hathaway, and
James Franco.
And I think they tied for worst ever.
I think they did, yeah.
But
he might have
Eddie-
been a little worse, just a little, because at least she's nice
She
to
was
look at.
trying a little bit.
She was trying, yeah.
But Eddie, what I like is because Eddie's become a little like Zen-like and so forth. He's a very intelligent guy, and he's stepped back a little from the crazy Eddie of old and stuff. And I think this is going to burst him back to the incredibly funny Eddie Murphy. And I can't wait to see it, man. I would write for that. I would write if anybody's listening in the Eddie Murphy camp.
There's a big camp.
I will write for that show.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
'Cause I love Eddie Murphy.
I think it's going to be great. Yeah. It's
Nobody
been
funny.
so long since you've seen him be really funny too.
And I
so
was
it'd be
like
great.
amazed by Eddie Murphy when I saw him, because not when I saw him, but later on, because when you're a stand-up, it takes a long time to get funny, but he did it instantly. Like, he was the only guy I've ever seen.
Right.
When he was 19, he was funny,
hilarious,
and he was he knew he was funny, and he was confident. And I've never seen anything like that from a young person.
Yeah.
Have you? Can you think of a single other person?
Well, that young, no.
in comedy?
Yeah. No, I mean, he started doing stand-up when he was like 16 or something,
Yeah.
right? So by the time he was on SNL, he'd already, done that. I
But
guess.
think of when you were 16 to 19, the stuff you
No.
thought was funny. You know what I mean?
Oh God! I don't think anybody would have thought it was funny.
No.
It's not funny to throw eggs at houses. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny, but it's not get up on stage funny.
I know, exactly. And he was a man.
Yeah.
He
He was a man.
19.
Oh, yeah.
A man. A star.
Oh, I know.
I talked to him one time because I had a TV show, and the guy I did the TV show with, he goes, "Why don't you get your friends to be on the show?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, just pretend, I'm not Eddie Murphy's friend." Anyways, I never met him. And he's like, one day he's like, "Hey, we got Eddie on the phone." And they put Eddie Murphy on the phone
Wow.
with me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm talking to him, and then I'm trying to talk him into. I'm supposed to talk him into doing this thing on the show, and I read it, and it's all racist and everything. It's like what a bunch of white guys would think a black guy would say, or something like that.
Oh God!
So, anyways, I was talking to Eddie, and he was very nice to me, and he said, "Listen." I said, "I got this thing. I can send it to you." And he goes, "You don't have to send it to me." He goes, "If you think it's funny, I will do it."
Wow! That's a compliment.
And then I said, "I don't think you should do it."
Really?
But that was good.
No,
bring myself
If he
to
had
do
that
it.
much confidence in you, and you had sent him something, you don't want to let him down. Right? I understand that. You don't want to let him down.
But he's the greatest. I can't wait for the Oscars.
Eddie Murphy was going to do a skit on Bill Cosby on the 40th, and they didn't do it, right?
That's right. That's correct. Yeah.
Was that a good decision?
By Eddie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a good decision. He was Eddie is like no other comic I've ever met.
In what way?
He doesn't find it necessary to be funny when he's. But all of a sudden, he can be explosively funny when you're talking to him. But he's sort of a Zen guy, very calm, and maybe out of that when he springs out of that into this incendiary, incredible force of comedy, it makes it even funnier.
On Saturday Night Live, on the 40th reunion show, 40th anniversary show, right? Eddie Murphy was supposed to play Bill Cosby. Is
Yes,
that right?
well, we wanted him to play Bill Cosby. Yes,
And he didn't want to. What was that about?
Well, he thought that all the facts were not in at that point. The documents had yet to be unsealed, and so being a big fan of due process, he decided it not proper to assume guilt. So I thought it was very admirable because it would have got a huge laugh, him doing Bill Cosby, and I thought it was kind of cool that he went. He doesn't need laughter. He's kind of a Zen-like guy,
Do you?
When you talk to him, he's very calm, and then all of a sudden he'll burst forth with the funniest thing you've ever heard, and then he returns to his equanimous state. It's very, very interesting to see.
How do you figure out how much to share about what goes on behind the scenes at SNL? Because I know that you were talking about Eddie not doing Bill Cosby on Howard Stern's show, and Seth Meyers wasn't crazy about that. He came out about the Ellen and said, I wouldn't have told that story.
Seth Meyers said that?
Yeah, he said, do we have the quote here? Just bring up the quote. He said, I wouldn't have told it. I feel the same way. I think when you're at SNL, you're seeing so many different things behind the scenes. There are often things to give away that are yours to give away. Norm played it in a way that is very Norm MacDonald. And he went on to praise you, but I don't know what that means. I mean, how do you choose what to reveal and what not to reveal, what to share and what not to share about an institution as powerful as SNL?
I always think, what would Seth Meyers do? It's ridiculous.
Chris Kattan you didn't like.
Kattan's all right. Just we had, when you're in that, it's like being, I won't say it's like being in war, but when you're in a situation, everyone's fighting for themselves.
There's another great quick Norm story. Great quick Norm story.
Kid, Artie.
Well, Jim will appreciate that. They do a big Rolling Stone article about the Kansas City.
That was a great one, man.
They do a big Rolling Stone article about the cast.
I got
about
a good
the
one.
what? So the cast of Saturday Night Live.
Right, yeah.
And it's everybody kissing each other's ass. So they ask Norm about Chris Kattan, and it's after pages of I've never seen someone do better character work. Norm's quote is, "He seems gay to me." He goes, I've never met a guy who said he wasn't gay who seems so gay. But I guess he says he's not gay, so whatever.
Hey.
I love that.
What about Norm MacDonald? You're at war with him as well. You two don't like each other.
Warring with Norm?
Here's what Norm said.
Oh, good.
I got it for you. All right. Chris and Norm MacDonald apparently hate each other. This is according to my notes. When Norm hosted Saturday Night Live, Chris did not appear on the show. Wow.
Wait, when was?
In November of '97.
Oh, right.
Norm said of Chris, I don't know, but to me he seems gay. He claims he's not, but I've never seen like a guy who's not gay seem so gay. I don't find him funny. What can I say? Never made me laugh. What happened between? First of all, I don't believe you're gay. Are you? I know someone you dated.
No, I'm not gay.
Yeah, you did.
And he's certainly had to have laughed at you once or twice.
Right.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
a funny guy.
Right.
Well, that was the.
I mean, your
Rolling
characters.
Stone
Some of your
article.
characters are effeminate, so maybe people will think you're
Right,
gay.
like Mango's, like he's
gay,
queer as day.
Right. So
Yeah.
So is Norm a homophobe? Is that the problem? He doesn't like gay
definitely
characters?
think he has a problem with
But give me the history of this. I love feuds.
Okay, let's see. What is, I don't know
You
exactly.
didn't appear on the show for a reason. You just
No. I don't. I just think I didn't get my sketches in. It wasn't like I'm not appearing in the show.
And when you're on Saturday Night Live, I've heard this before. When you say you didn't get your sketches in, you have to write your own material. If you don't get it in, if
it doesn't pass muster,
then you're not on the show.
Right.
Wow,
Yeah.
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, every week.
So do you have to hire separate guys to help you write material?
No. I mean they're there. There's there's people you write with normally. So
right. Okay. Because I heard some people don't help other people. You know.
No, some people don't.
Right.
But I'm not. Because I'm not exactly the easiest guy to write for, though. I'm not like. I'm not an everyman. I can't be the boyfriend all the time. I'm more of a freak.
So why Norm Macdonald? I mean, Norm is an easygoing guy. I know Norm. Why the dislike? Something happened.
Well, let's see. When I first got on the show, he was so nice. He and Spade,
right,
were just like so nice. And then I don't know what happened. He just started. Like Garth Brooks was, we did like a pitch meeting, and he started saying things in the pitch meeting like you don't want to do. Like Garth Brooks was a guest.
Yeah,
was a guest. I was like, I'm sure you don't want to do another fag sketch. Like things like that. People would laugh.
Oh dear.
I was like, why is he saying?
All of this?
And then it got kind of old. Like Jesus, Norm, you're like another.
And it makes you inhibited in a writing meeting if someone's goofing on you every time you open up your mouth, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't care because I'm not gay. If I was like, some gay guy going, I don't want anyone to know that I'm just
right. And so the gay jokes kept going and going and going.
Yeah, the gay jokes kept going and going.
And then you finally said, "Hey, I've had it with you, Norm."
Well,
did you ever confront him?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but it's like a playful thing. He says it's like a Jack Benny, Fred Allen, kind of a feud thing.
But you don't see it that way.
No, I think he's I don't know. But he this is what happened. We were on a flight together. We didn't plan on being together on the same flight. We were flying from LA back to New York to do Saturday Night Live, and it was a red eye, and he's behind me, and we're getting along, whatever. He's talking about crapping on women, or I don't know what he was talking about, something like that.
Yeah,
and it was funny because he was so loud,
right?
So everyone else could hear it. I'm like, I just crap on this girl,
yeah.
And I'm like, laughing,
right?
Because he's a funny guy,
yeah.
And then I wake up. And, because it's a red eye, and one of my shoes is missing. And I was like, where's my shoe? And Norm's like, hey, you lost your shoe, huh? And then he leaves. And I'm like, so disoriented. And I'm the last guy in the flight looking for my shoe. And I just, walk off the plane with one shoe. And all the stewardess is like, you are funny.
Oh, no. So he stole your shoe.
He stole my shoe.
And he's playing goofs on you. He's not respecting you.
Right.
Right.
And then I took his jacket on a really cold night.
Yes.
And his assistant called me at home going, I gotta get Norm's jacket. Please get me Norm's jacket. And she was like freaking out.
Right.
I was like, no, this is between Norm and I.
You can't play in this game. Right. Chauncey Hayden, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, how's it going?
All right.
I've interviewed Chris before. He's a good guy. Chris.
Thank you.
Is it not true that Jim Brewer, your former cast member, had a problem with you as well?
I think at one point he thought I stole an idea from him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So, man, there's so much infighting. You got to admit.
But that's it, though.
Really?
That's not much for like 6 years.
With a lot of the cast members, and I think with Chris, do you remember that Rolling Stone cover came out, and they only put certain members of SNL on the cover?
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Didn't that cause a lot of strife inside?
Yeah, well...
Why, they only chose certain amount of people for the cover. It was you.
Right, it was Will, me, Molly Shannon, and Sherry O'Terry.
And you did the cover, and the rest of the cast felt like, hey, what are we, garbage?
What is this?
But why be mad at you?
It was because of our characers, too. It was like there was the cheerleaders.
You were the breakout guys.
Roxbury guys.
Right.
And Mary Catherine.
But aren't they mad or jealous because you guys broke out and they didn't? And don't they think that you should stick up for them and insist that they be on the cover as well? But you don't have that kind of juice.
No, what are we gonna?
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I mean, it's only makes sense that they would be on the cover. But what are we gonna do? I mean, Norm wanted to be. There's a big stink because he wanted to be on the cover
by himself.
Yeah,
really?
No, I don't know if he wanted. No, he wanted to be
in that picture.
I don't know. He showed up later, and then he wanted to be. He wanted to stand in the middle of us.
And you said no.
Well, it was just like weird.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
why are you
Like,
just
who are
standing
you?
Like here? It's like my variety show. What?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I guess he thought he was the guy. All right, Chauncey, thanks. All right, Artie Lang, go ahead.
Hey, Howard,
Artie
what's
Lang.
up, man?
Yeah, hey, Artie.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, I like Chris. I think he's funny. But what he said before about that Rolling Stone cover is wrong.
All right, go. Artie's going to defend Norm, I guess.
Norm
You know you might be wrong.
All right, go ahead.
No, it's just that Chris made it sound like Norm showed up begging to get on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Oh no, he wasn't begging. He was just like assuming he was on the cover with us, and
Well, he was though.
I know he was.
But he wanted to stand in the middle as well.
No. Norm, they were begging Norm to do it, and he thought it seemed weird.
He didn't want to do it.
Right, he thought it seemed weird to stand in the middle of all you guys.
Oh, that's true.
They definitely wanted Norm
That
to
is
be on the
true.
cover because at the time, I mean, he was the funniest guy on the show. Howard, you've said that a million times.
I think Norm is hysterical.
He is. I already said that.
Yeah, and so does Chris. I
Like,
think Chris.
he made it sound like Norm's begging to get on the cover of Rolling Stone. You guys said no.
Hey, Artie, do you know why Norm has such a problem with Chris?
No. I
what
think,
is his problem?
I don't know. I wasn't there when they met or all that stuff happened.
never
I
really.
think-
Well, you are Mrs. Norm
Wait a
MacDonald.
minute, you weren't there during the shoot either, but you know all about that.
As a matter of fact, I was, because me and Norm had already done the movie, and I had lunch with his assistant. We went over there.
There you go,
Yeah, I
Artie.
can tell you, Howard, it's Christopher Walken. I hosted Saturday Night Live
Yes.
several times. I think Norm is just a funny guy. He came up to me one day and said, I'm a big fan. I said, what's your favorite movie? He said, Chris Kattan's a fag.
Really?
Nothing to do with anything.
Oh, that's
I, for the
ridiculous.
record, have never heard Norm say that.
All right. Thank you, Artie.
All right, man.
Where are you today?
I'm in beautiful New Jersey.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
You want to hear?
Go ahead. Go ahead. There you go.
We're on SNL one time, right? This is what Norm just didn't care about anyone. This a quick story. Pamela Anderson is on, and every time a hot chick would come on, Kattan would go over the top to like, oh my god, he'd write a sketch. We're gonna make out. She's hot. She's with Tommy Lee Hammer. Back off.
Yeah, right.
Come on. So he writes a sketch, and they do this sketch where it's the Twilight Zone when everyone's in pig face or something.
Right.
All right. So that's the goof. So me, Kattan, we're all in it, and Norm is the guy who's got to go, imagine if you will. Now Norm doesn't read sketches, and he's a pro.
Right.
So he would rehearse it and go, hey, imagine if you will, second time, and Kattan would go, my God, you don't even sound like him. Why would you do that? And I would stand and go, Norm, you gonna hit him back? Like, you gonna say something to him? You just gonna take that from this guy? Now we go to a dress show, which has an audience, and it's being filmed.
Right.
And again, he starts punking into Norm on the set.
Right.
He's going, oh my God, Norm, you gonna do it right? It's my only sketch.
Right, you don't sound like Rod Serling.
Hey, imagine, 10, 9, and we're on. Hey, imagine if you will. And he knew the deal.
Right.
Now we go to air. And Norm still hasn't said nothing. Every time Kattan would say something to him, I'd look at Norm like, hey, man, you're my hero. What's up? Because if you're not going to say something, I will.
Right.
And sure enough, he'd give me like a wink. I swear to you, he'd give me a wink. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Live Air comes on. And I'm like, 20 seconds to the Twilight Zone sketch. He starts up again. We're mic'd, the whole audience is listening. He's like, oh, God, Kattan. Norm, you better sound like... Oh, God, Pamela, you're so hot. Norm, Pamela, I can't wait if you ever get rid of... 10 seconds! Norm turns to Kattan. Right for his head, he goes, hey, Pamela, did Chris tell you he's gay yet? And he's got all this rage because he likes being gay. Everyone, why don't you just say you're gay and you wouldn't have all this anger and be a pester? 5 seconds! And you wouldn't have all this rage and try to interrupt everyone's sketch because you suck this week. And we're on! Imagine if you will. I'm like, there's my hero. There's my hero.
See, he knew to save it for the live air.
Saved it. He saved
nice.
it.
And Kattan sank.
I couldn't even get my words out.
Yeah, I didn't say what he said. He was saying he was being.
He was paraphrasing and being kind. What did you say?
Well, Chris is a great guy, but he used to bring around women all the time to the show, you know. Big, tall women, you know. Big bruisers, you know. And he'd say, look, I'm heterosexual. I mean, he wouldn't say that out loud, but that's what that would be the caption on the picture in the New Yorker. Boy, those are funny.
So it was something related to his sexuality.
Maybe. But listen, if I call a person gay, that ain't no insult.
It's a good thing nowadays.
Yeah, if you say it's an insult, you're the homophobe, not me.
Correct. Supreme Court says so.
That's absolutely. Would you care to hear my Anthony Hopkins?
I want to hear
From
Anthony
Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah, I want to
Okay,
hear.
you be
your
the girl.
impression?
You be the girl.
Jodie Foster?
Yeah, just say something.
Who recently came out, right?
Yeah, but don't put that.
I'm not plugging that.
Okay, so just say it. Like you're,
I don't need
I'm Hannibal the cannibal.
I'm Jodie Foster. I can't do Jodie.
No, just say any line.
Okay, Hannibal, you're terrible. What have you done to these innocent people?
Clarice, I don't know what you dream about, but I ate a guy. That wasn't good at all. I've never done it. Here's the problem. I've never done an impression of him.
Do one. Here's Jessica Biel from Flashdance.
Okay. So okay, Jessica.
Yeah.
Man, aren't you getting ready for your dance?
Yeah, I gotta go. I got a big thing tonight. It's like
Jennifer.
That my Jessica Biel and his Anthony Hopkins.
It was pretty close. They were pretty close. No, sometimes you think a good impression might come out. Do you ever do that?
What?
You go,
What'd you say?
I'll try
I didn't
this
even hear
guy.
what you said.
You go, man, I like this guy. I'll try him. Maybe it'll come out and sound
Yeah.
like him. And then it
You know, it's the
doesn't.
first time you try an impression. Like,
Yeah.
maybe I could do Cary Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Cary. Nah, it didn't work out.
Didn't work.
Funny, that scene that you guys
Daryl, where's Daryl?
The scene that you
Here's
guys
my
just
Daryl.
did, the one that you just did.
Yes.
You did it a few times, so.
Yeah. Every time we try to mix it up a little, you know.
It's good to do it less than more.
Sometimes
Less
less
than
is
more?
more.
Less
Sometimes
is
It
more?
really
more
is.
Sometimes more is more when you're talking about fat women, but less is more when it's acting.
Yeah, if you're talking about little women, it's better to talk more about them.
Yeah, less is less. With
Talk
women,
less about heavier women.
but less is more in acting. But with big fat women, less is actually
They don't
less.
call 'em-
More is more. There's no hiding that.
It's true. Here's my impression of a big fat woman. Not very good.
Hey, fatty.
So how much longer are you guys going to be here?
What?
We're that's it.
Let's do a little from the
We
sunshine.
flew in for a half
Let's
hour.
do a little
No.
from the sunshine.
We're here for
Boys.
another week, I think.
But next year the sunshine. Boys. You want to hear a little?
I don't know
Sunshine
any from
Boys?
the Sunshine
I don't
Boys.
know. Well, they said we could ad lib it off.
Yeah.
Hey, we got to get together, get back on the road again. See, do our vaudeville act.
I can't do that.
Why
Don't
not?
you see I got all this paperwork to do?
Yeah, you're balder than anything.
Wait a minute. If I weren't 70.
Ah.
Let's see. That's good.
That was
I got all this paperwork to do, and if I weren't 70.
So he'd invite me over to SNL once in a while to play poker on off nights, on Monday nights or something. And to watch him play poker while watching Monday Night Football and a baseball game, like he was a gambler.
Right.
And I guess somehow one time I found myself on a tape night, on a live SNL. I'm in the hallway with a bunch of pages, writers, you know, basically plus ones. Rosie O'Donnell was the host of the show that week, guest host, and height of her fame with Penny Marshall. They were like this famous team, and they'd done a big movie together. And Penny by now is like a big movie director. And I'm in that hallway, you know, where the pages are, where the desk is, and everybody kind of, you know, congregates in that area. It's crowded. It's 10 minutes to showtime. Penny Marshall, at the height of her movie director swag, is walking through the hallway with her head down, sunglasses on, baseball hat, doesn't want to be bothered. Treating all these basically writers and NBC employees and me and Norm as big timing us, pretending we're just looky-loos out on the street. And Norm starts going, he starts pointing at her and screaming, "Laverne! Laverne! Laverne!" A month later, I think he was fired for telling OJ jokes. But it really shows that he just wanted to tell the best. Laverne! And she didn't look up. She never knew it was Norm. She was just gone.
Oh, my gosh.
And, of course, the whole hallway's falling down. Like,
I wonder if he's doing it now. Up there. She's up there, too. Wow, that was a great story.
Told me that we should go our separate ways, but now you're back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Schlemiel, Schlemazel, positive temper, torture, give us any chance, we'll take it.
And we're going to read jokes. We read jokes.
I thought you were going to talk about this thing.
We're going to talk about the man. What about the man great?
Is that like a genital cleanser?
No! No, my God. What is the man great, you ask?
Okay.
Huh?
Fine, I didn't, but...
You didn't ask. It is 100% made in America. Cast iron grilling grates.
Iron. You don't pronounce it iron.
That's what everybody tells me.
It's the iron horse. Like Lou Gehrig was the iron horse of baseball.
Yes.
The word I-R-O-N is iron. No, iron.
Cast iron.
Iron?
Cast iron grilling grates that are
kidding when you say iron?
You know what? Don't be like fucking Larry King. That motherfucker, I say iron and he's up my asshole for fucking 4 days.
It should be iron. That's what makes English the world's toughest language.
Yeah?
You know, right? Sure.
It is the
Because
toughest language.
to
To me,
learn.
it's the easiest. Man great. Great. Have you heard of the man great?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Where'd you hear about it?
On Adam Carolla's podcast.
Wow. Yeah. How about that? Do you have a father? Man great is the perfect gift for this Father's Day. Is he alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100% made in America. If he was dead, it would have been a really bad moment in the commercial. Your dad's alive?
No.
Fuck. God damn it. I'm sorry about your dad.
That's fine.
Your father's dead. But you have children. You are a father.
Yes, and I'm not dead.
Yes.
Maybe you'll give me one. And
I'll give you one. Is your mom still alive?
My mom?
Yeah.
No, she's dead.
Jesus Christ, is any of your relatives fucking alive? It's man great. They're revolutionizing the way people grill. What, Adam Egan? It's true. You haven't heard of the revolution? You can put chicken on this or steak. That's not that unique. It has heavy duty grilling grates. Why are you laughing? You think the grilling grates are flimsy?
These are very heavy.
Yes, no, but that's part of the charm. It weighs a lot of pounds.
Is that heavy?
Yeah. Listen, man, what was that fucking Vegas story?
Shit. Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
What is in that?
Again. It's revolutionizing the way people grill.
Jesus.
What?
I thought it was like a, all right.
You want to hear what it has?
Yeah.
It has heavy-duty grilling grates. Listen. No more dry meat. What do you think of that?
Good. You want your meat juicy.
Oh, come on now. Don't make it sound like a fucking fat, plumpy, delicious cock. No more flare-ups. You know, in your barbecues, all those big flare-ups. It was named one of 2012's best grilling accessories. There's more fucking facts about the man grate than about Nick. Why are you laughing? You're making a mockery out of the man grate. Chicken, steak, has never tasted so good. Hey, how about this? Each NORM MACDONALD show order comes with a heavy-duty grilling brush.
Jesus.
You don't want to put that on your not dry meat.
Look at that. Those things are dirty.
No.
That's from the iron.
Are you sure?
Yes. Well, it's not from my cock. What? I just went to the bathroom. You say cock so much.
I'm coming in your butt.
Oh my God. Well, listen, man. Hey,
your mouth is my toilet.
Again. This commercial is like a mini-series. Are you a jingoist? 100% made in America. 100% cast iron. Mangrate.com. Thank you, Andy. That's yours. You just threw your own going away present with contempt to the floor. That was our only sponsor.
Oh, yeah, and you lost.
Yeah, now we found out we lost Mangrate as a sponsor. And then earlier today, I think we were told legally we can't say we lost them as a sponsor even.
Yeah, I think we were still waiting to find out if we were allowed to say that.
But anyways, that was
Who cares?
Schwartzen.
We lost them.
That was Nick Schwartzen that fucked it all up.
Norm has a CD. It's called Norm MacDonald. Ridiculous. It's coming out September 12th. It's a comedy CD, of course. And you got some famous people, a.k.a. friends of yours, to do some bits on there with you. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Some of my friends did it. So it was
Will
fun.
Ferrell, correct?
Yeah, the great Will Ferrell was in it. He was kind enough to do it.
Molly Shannon?
Yes, the great Molly Shannon was in it. She was kind enough. Some of this will be repetitious.
Is Tim Meadows great, or is he superb?
Tim Meadows is a real talent.
You got John Lovitz on there?
Yeah.
You ever see that guy play softball, by the way? Speaking of baseball and hats, you ever see him hit the ball?
I've seen him do stand-up. He tried starting stand-up when he was 50.
Really? What about those Subway commercials? That's kind of...
Yeah, it's great. He got a catchphrase for the first time in 18 years.
And what's the catchphrase?
Eat fresh.
Oh, eat fresh. And he gets to wear a bathrobe on TV. I buy Subway sandwiches.
No, he's a really funny guy. He's hysterical.
How long?
Up here? Yeah, no, I listened to that show, actually.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What happened the time you and Norm MacDonald played tennis? There's a story that he showed up in a leather jacket and jeans.
Yeah, I know. I know. He tells that story, and I don't know why he's so into it.
Oh, it's
But
a funny
I play tennis all the time.
visual. It's a funny visual. Him
Well,
dressed like
it's-
that.
What he left out is that we're playing, and he I play all the time. He never plays, right? But he can get the ball, but he dinks it back, and he has no rhythm. Anyway, when someone just like floats every ball, if you're not used to it, you can't get any rhythm, and it's just hard to play. So he won, but what he left out was after every point, he'd leave the court for like a minute and brag to his assistant about how, look what just happened. Then he'd come back, 1 point, he'd leave again. So I go, Norm, do you want to play? And he just kept leaving. It was very frustrating, and so he won. So then I said to my coach, I go, how do you beat a guy like that? It's so frustrating. The ball's just, and my teacher's guy, Alex Olmedo, who's you're into sports, look him up. He was a champion college player, Wimbledon champion, Rod Laver, Emerson, who won Wimbledon, and he's in the Hall of Fame from Peru. Great guy. So he said, just step in and take it early. And I go, could you beat someone like that? He goes, are you kidding? I'd kill him. So I go, all right, fine. So then we played again, and then I just, I creamed him and I beat him. So and also, I wasn't trying as hard the first set because he was, he's not as good, so I'm just taking it easy. But then
And he was wearing jeans and a leather jacket.
Well, he beat you 6-0 the first time, didn't he?
No, he wasn't wearing. I don't remember what he was wearing. He didn't beat me 6-0. He's full of crap.
That's what he told him.
So then we played again, and then I beat him quite easily. And he goes, let's play again. I said, no, I don't play you again. Because when I knew he'd want to play after I beat him, the last time we played, I beat him, and that's that.
Give us a good league
but
of
he
the.
cheats. He
Yeah,
cheats, and
of
he's
course
not
he does.
fun to play with.
Of course.
So he tells the story,
Right. Give us a good league of their own story. Lovitz! Just back off for a second.
Hey, he's being Lovitz. This is what Lovitz does.
I know.
man.
This is what he does. Him and Norm, both of them. Give us a good league of their own story.
Try and crack your code every day. Thinking about
John Lovitz, what is that?
No, I played tennis with John Lovitz. Goes every day to the Beverly Wiltern Hotel. Well, it's an expensive Beverly Hills hotel. I don't know what it's called. But anyways, the guy there, the coach, is Alex Almeida, who's a Peruvian tennis player from old, and he very good. He played, he beat Ron Laver 3 times.
Right.
And so he's 60 or whatever, but a Peruvian 60.
Does that mean he's a young 60 or
yeah,
an old 60?
A handsome,
young 60.
Yes, sexy.
Peruvian 60, I like that.
Yeah, Peruvian 60. So you could still imagine him with a lady.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my father when he was 60, it would be hard to imagine.
Yeah.
But a Peruvian, you can imagine. You can easily imagine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because my father, he doesn't know. He'd get you a Casio watch to a lady. That would be his thing. But these guys, they're more champagne on your spine, my darling. It's a whole different thing. Anyways, so it has nothing to do with his way with the ladies, the story. But John Lovitz got lessons from him every single day at this hotel.
Yeah.
So then he told me that he was really good at tennis. So I was like, I could beat you.
You just assume you can beat John Lovitz in anything, right?
Yeah. Because I played tennis 4 times.
Yeah.
I figured that's about what it would take to beat John Lovitz. So I said, yeah, I'll play you, And he goes, you'll never beat me. I play everybody. What are you talking about? I go, no, I'll play anything you want. So I go to the place, and I'm in my jeans and a leather jacket. I don't have clothes for tennis. I only played 4 times. So I get there, and they give me a club and everything, and a tennis racket. And I know, clearly, I'm going to beat John Lovitz. So we start playing, and, I just keep tinking them over a little bit, the little backspin, near the net, whatever that shot's called. So Lovitz lumbers over, and he can never get to it, And so I just beat him like 6-0 in the first set. So he starts thinking I'm doing something illegal by tinking it over the net.
The backspin backhand or whatever? Yeah.
He's never seen this. He thinks you're supposed to hit it to him.
Oh.
So he starts complaining because he's like, I play Alex and I can beat him. He's talking about beating Alex Almeida, the pro, the tennis
60-year-old Peruvian. Yeah.
He thinks. So I said, well, what? He goes, I beat him. I play him every day. And I go, well, Lovitz, a tennis pro is one of their big skills is they hit the ball so it will land on your racket.
Right.
So wherever you're standing, the ball is right there.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's not true. Then he was convinced that I could beat Alex Almeida. He said, you've never seen anything like this, Alex. He tinks it over the net. So this is Lovitz. So then I played, and then he wanted to really win, and he kept playing me, and I said, oh, God. So one day I was like, he was just getting so angry and everything, so I let him win 1 game.
Yeah.
And then he quit. He retired.
On top.
Yeah, calling himself the champ.
Like John Elway.
Yeah, exactly. He won 1 game. He goes, doesn't matter. So whoever won last. That's what they do in boxing. And I was saying, well, boxing, they do have to defend them, but whatever.
That's funny.
It's like with comics. It's like you have to love doing what you do and actually do it.
You're so
you know
right.
what I mean? Like you can't just be lazy. That skates by for when you're naturally funny. You can be lazy at first, but eventually you got to get your shit together and work. It's
A lot of people don't know that you're on the road like 300-something days a year. You're doing stand-up.
I was trying to, B.B. King told me he did 320 days a year. Big man, with, and he had to prick his fingers. Everybody used loose steel. So I said, I'm going to try to beat B.B. King. If he can do it, I can do it. But I never got past 300 I did last year.
But it was kind of a lot. Wow. You're like the Jay-Z of stand-up.
These broken pieces I hold in my hands don't have a chance to mend at all. Before they get thrown into chaos again, I try to pretend I'm whole enough.
There's one other thing I'd like you to read, which is, I think, a chapter that really struck me. I'm speaking, totally genuinely. I read this chapter called The Final Chapter.
The final chapter.
It's called The Final Chapter.
It's not the last chapter.
Well,
of the book, though.
but it's called The Final Chapter, and it's not quite as long.
And it's not a funny. I don't think it's funny.
But you don't always have to be funny. We're in a house of worship.
I know, yeah.
But I love that chapter because I feel like...
I was Jewish.
You were? I am Jewish.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I was Jewish for
what happened?
2 years. Well, I knew a rabbi.
Yeah?
I had many, many biblical questions when I was young, and they were never answered by I was Presbyterian. They were never answered by my pastors and stuff. And then I met a fellow that was Jewish, and he introduced me to his rabbi. And so if I had a question, then like one time I had a question about the Lord's Prayer, and I said there was a line in the Lord's Prayer that said, "Lead us not into temptation," and so I thought that it was without God's ability to lead us into temptation. And I asked the rabbi the question. I said, "How could God lead us into temptation? It doesn't make sense to me." And he said, "I'll get back to you."
And then you converted.
They study, yeah, I went to...
So can I set this chapter up briefly?
Sure.
Okay. So what I love about this chapter is that it, to me, you talk about facts and truth and on, but this is a very true chapter to me for some reason, even though it was ghostwritten, right?
Uh-huh.
So I would like you to read it for everybody.
It wasn't really ghostwritten.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that what you were going to say?
I wanted to say something better, to be totally honest. I'm still kind of moved by, you read this tiny white coffin thing, and we're all laughing, and then you go, oh, that kind of happened. That's very...
But what did you like about that? Start again.
Okay. I just find in that chapter, it's so rare for people to be so aware of their place in life, and so self-aware, and to be actually able to...
Well, I was forced to, during writing of an autobiography, which is, it's your life, I was forced to ask myself questions and find out if I was happy or unhappy or content or malcontent or... So anyways, this is what I came up with.
Yeah.
There is the way things are, and then the way things appear. And it is the way things appear, even when false, that is often the truest. If I am remembered, I will always be, if I am remembered, it will always be for my 4 years I spent at Saturday Night Live, and maybe even more than that, by the events surrounding my departure from that program. As long as SNL exists, then so do I. When people come to see me do stand-up, it is because somewhere in their memory, I live on SNL, dressed as a young Burt Reynolds, insisting Alex Trebek refer to me as Turd Ferguson. And they come to see me, and I am old and fat, and I don't mention SNL, and I do my answering machine joke that always does well. And they are happily disappointed, and after the show, they stand beside me and take pictures, the way you would with a donkey at the side of a road. They tell me they are big fans, and they don't care what their girlfriends say. They understand me, even though they know good and well that no one else does. I'm dry, they say. The next time I come to their town, they do not show up. It can be difficult to define yourself by something that happened so long ago and is gone forever. It's like a fellow at the end of the bar telling no one in particular about the silver medal he won in high school track, the one he still wears around his neck. The only thing an old man can tell a young man is that it goes fast, real fast. And if you're not careful, it's too late. Of course, the young man will never understand this truth. But looking back now, I can see that my life since SNL has been a full sprint, trying with all my might to outrun the wolves of irrelevancy snapping at my heels. But it has all been in vain, of course. They caught and devoured me years ago. But not completely. Lorne would see to that. My foot would still make a vague imprint. Myself would still cast a faint shadow. And years later, I would write a book. And not only write it, but be in it as well. I think a lot of people feel sorry for you if you were on SNL and emerged from the show anything less than a superstar. They assume you must be bitter. But it is impossible for me to be bitter. I've been lucky. If I had to sum up my whole life, I guess those are the words I would choose, all right. I've been lucky. When I was a boy, I was sure I'd never make it past Moose Creek, Ontario, Canada, but I've been all over this world, except for Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa, and South America. Oh, and Antarctica. But that's really splitting hairs. I mean, how many people have ever been to Antarctica? I never expected to be any more than a common laborer, and I would have considered myself lucky to have achieved that. But I was blessed with so much more. I'm a stand-up comedian and have been for over a quarter of a century. I performed thousands of hours from a small club in Ottawa, Ontario, all the way to a small club in Edmonton, Alberta. Sometimes I get big laughs, and I think I'm the best stand-up in the whole world. And other times, I bomb, and I think I'm not even in the top 5. Before I was famous, I had a whole bunch of jobs where all I needed was boots. People would look right past me in the street, or if they did look at me, it was with a mean look. But when I got famous, people would look at me and smile and wonder where they knew me from. If they flat out recognized me, they'd laugh and dance like they'd won a prize. And I'd just stand there and smile and feel warmth from their love. So the fame made the world, which is a real cold place, a little less cold. And as for my gambling, it is true, I lost it all a few times. But that's because I always took the long shot and I never came in. But I still have some time before I cross that river. And if you're at the table and you're rolling them bones, and there's no money in playing it safe, you have to take all your chips and put them on double six and watch as every eye goes to you and then to those red dice doing their wild dance in freezing time before finding the cruel green felt. I've been lucky.
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love. Yeah, you free my mind. We could be miles away and still align.
Beautiful chapter. and
Thank you
it's-
for clapping like
Yeah.
that. It makes me feel nice. Joining me now is nationally syndicated columnist and the author of If Democrats Had Any Brains, They'd Be Republicans, Ann Coulter. Hey, welcome to the show, Ann. How you doing?
Fine, thanks. I saw you on O'Reilly last night. You were magnificent.
That's nice to say, but I didn't know what the hell I was talking about, and I'm not used to satellites. You must have done a lot of those.
Oh, yeah. No, you never get used to that.
Yeah, I got all confused. But it's really fun to talk to you.
Thank you. I'm a huge fan.
Really?
Yes.
That's nice.
All right, Normie.
Now,
Sorry, I hate when guests say that, but I am.
oh, that's nice. A pretty girl like you. What do you do for guys? I've always heard that dudes are afraid of strong women. Do you ever?
Yeah, well, maybe weak men are, but that's not really what I'm in the market for.
Okay, and let's start with this Iowa. They're all caucusing, the Iowans.
Yes.
So, you have any thoughts on that? I don't know.
Yes, I do. Well, I don't know. I'm sort of torn on it because on one hand, I think it should be much, much, much more difficult to vote. Way too many people vote. It's like having me vote on the Oscars and I never see movies. To have most people voting, I don't understand this impulse. Oh, vote! It's your civic duty. I think there ought to be a poll tax and a literacy test. But I'm not sure the Iowa caucus is the way to get at it because you have to spend, it's not so bad for the Republicans, oddly enough, but for the Democrats, you have to go and attend a meeting all day. You have to sit in a meeting with annoying people. It's like jury duty for a day.
And it's the people that just last the longest there, right?
Exactly. Which is why they haven't really done a bang-up job in the past.
Now, who do you like on the Republican side?
Well, I like Duncan Hunter the most, but of course he doesn't particularly have a chance. I guess other voters don't like cranky old men who don't smile much as I do. But on the issues, he's magnificent. Of our top candidates, and I guess there are 4 or 5 of them, the one I dislike the least is Mitt Romney. But I'm not wild about any of them. Oh, well, I like them all better than any of the Democrats.
Now, what I find intriguing about you is that you're unapologetically pro-life, and
that's what I noticed about your appearance last night. I emailed everyone on my email list. That was magnificent.
Well, it's not a popular opinion, but I've always wondered why it's not a subject of debate in the country, since the country is so split. But you never hear it discussed in rational terms.
No, you're right. You're right. Well, I think in part it's because one side doesn't really want the details discussed. It's better to talk about it as a matter of, women's freedom and women's choice than sucking the brains out of a little baby.
Yeah, why would they not just call it pro-abortion and anti-abortion?
Yeah, it's not a good name. These sociologists have noticed that names for ethnic groups are enrolling over the centuries. When they're first called names, they're epithets, and when the ethnic group, or whatever the group is, when it achieves status in society, whatever the last ethnic group or name it was called is the one, nickname is the one that sticks, and then it's no longer considered a mean name. And it's the same thing with abortion. They keep changing the name. It's choice and women's rights and women's health care and a woman's right to choose. But then people figure out what it is, and they hate whatever the new thing is.
Yeah, what I've also found always a little suspect is when these ladies go I'm not for it, but you know what I mean? Why aren't they for it?
Right. And we found out that they were, every once in a while, it's the corner of the eye facts that always leap out at you. And they slip every now and then because you're exactly right. They're always saying, well, no one is for abortion. No one is for abortion. And then, I don't know if you remember when Sam Alito was nominated to the Supreme Court, the press descended on his sweet little Italian mother and started peppering her with questions. And they asked her, is your son, is he, for or against abortion? And she said, well, of course he's against abortion. And that became a huge news item that Sam Alito was against abortion. But, I thought they told us everybody was against abortion.
Now, is that your litmus test?
I have lots of litmus tests. But, yeah, that's a big one. That's a really, really big one.
Because I know you're very serious about it. And do you view it as a program, like a genocide?
Like a what?
Like a genocide?
Yes. Yes, it's unbelievable what's going on. It's amazing how restrained the pro-life forces are, but they won't let us vote. I think we'd win if I mean, obviously the Planned Parenthood side thinks that Americans are not copacetic with abortion because we're not allowed to vote on it. I mean, that's part of what's so enraging about this. There's nothing you can do about it. As long as the Supreme Court says that abortion is a constitutional right, there's nothing you can do. You can change as many hearts and minds as there are in the country, and there's nothing that can be done. You know, back in the 60s, these radicals used to, if they weren't going to sign up with, like, you know, the weathermen and blow up the Pentagon, they'd say, no, I'm going to work within the system, work within the system. Well, the pro-life forces have been working within the system for 40 years now, and, you know, patiently bide their time, try to get new Supreme Court justices, and then, you know, we end up with an O'Connor or a Kennedy who hallucinate the same right to abortion in the Constitution. So, you know, I understand why violence breaks out. I wouldn't engage in violence myself. I mean, just on the basis of Pascal's wager, but I can understand if you're not going to let people vote that some of them are going to engage in violence. There hasn't been that much violence. I mean, it's about 7 abortion doctors to, 40 million dead babies.
It's a very tiny... I didn't understand the Pascal's wager. I mean, I know what that is. But...
That was the argument for God. It's very simple.
No, I know Pascal's wager, but I didn't understand what you meant.
Oh, I wouldn't shoot an abortion doctor.
Oh, because...
Yeah, what if I'm wrong?
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting that you say, what if I'm wrong? Have you ever said that before?
I'm sure I have, though not on most of the idiotic things liberals say.
So you would not support Giuliani then, or any other pro-choice candidate?
No, I mean, if it's I've been polling, you know, some of my friends on this. I mean, I think it would be very bad for the country if both the Republican and Democratic nominee support abortion. So, you know, I think that would be bad. But if they're both supporting abortion, yeah, I mean, I at first I was saying I'd never vote for a pro-abortion Republican, and then within about a week I realized after a hard-fought campaign against Hillary Clinton, I'd probably go into the voting booth, pull the lever for whichever idiot we've nominated, including Giuliani, and then just lie to all my friends about it.
What is your sense of who, like, to me, it seems clear that Hillary Clinton will be the next president, but do you think so?
I think so too, and this business about how she's losing in Iowa, I am very suspicious of because of the sneaky little tricks of the Clinton machine. And one of the big ones they've always used is lowered expectations. The prime example of which was when Clinton was running in the Democratic primaries. You know, he came in like 3rd or 4th in Iowa. He came in 2nd in New Hampshire, and that one was when he was crowned the comeback kid. He came in 2nd. How are you the comeback kid? Well, it's because they had spent, you know, weeks lowering expectations and, oh, he's washed up, he's finished, he's over. And the funniest example was right before they released his grand jury testimony. This is the one in which he launched the one about it depends on what the meaning of is, and we got into a lot of discussions of, you know, where his penis was in relation to Monica Lewinsky, and it was so embarrassing. I mean, the grand jury, the black grand jury in Washington, D.C. that was sympathetic to Bill Clinton, they laughed out loud as he was giving his testimony, and so before it was released to the public and played all over TV, the rumors went out, you'll probably remember this, that Clinton turned purple and there was spittle coming out of his mouth and he stormed out of the room. Well, okay, it wasn't that bad. It was embarrassing.
What is the definition of the word is? Do we have an OED somewhere? I thought it was pretty simple.
Yeah, it is.
It's almost a word that's so simple you don't even know the definition.
This is why I so wish, I don't think it will happen, but I so wish Obama would be their nominee. I think he would be tougher to beat than Hillary, and I don't care. I just want to be rid of this national pestilence of the Clintons.
The national
pestilence.
Our long national pestilence is over.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, Barack's got money.
Yes, I mean, that does give you, that is a heartening fact about the Democrats, that even they feel a little creepy about the Clintons.
It's funny, you know, Barack always ends his thing with, let's go change the world. And isn't that what Bush is doing?
Yeah, in a pretty transformative and important way.
Hey, Ann, you're going to stay with us for one more segment, right? Wait, what?
The Dennis Miller Show.
Seconds. Guidance internal. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Ignition sequence start. Engines on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All engines running. Launch commit. Liftoff. We have liftoff at 9:34 a.m.
The Dennis Miller Show. 866-509-7268.
Ann Coulter is kind enough to stay with us for a second segment. Ann, I wanted to talk to you about Christianity, because you're Christian, right?
Yes, I am.
And I like it because it seems to me that you're an actual Christian. And I know you got, Sal was telling me he was against the thing you did on Donnie Deutsch, but...
Not according to liberals.
But the fact of the matter is
I don't think they're really down with the scripture, since they're often standing up at college lectures demanding to know how I could be a Christian if I smoke and wear short skirts. And I keep looking for those passages of the Bible.
But it's very strange, like, because I always hear, you know, that people don't like Christians because, you know, they believe it's the only true faith and they want to convert people, but that's the basis of Christianity, isn't it?
Right, and I would assume, you know, any religion, including the godless religion of liberalism, you know, they want us all to be liberals. They want us to change our light bulbs to those goofy, you know, global warming protecting light bulbs. You know, I assume now wants to convert us all to want to suck the brains out of little babies and so on and so forth. I mean,
wait, isn't that's now illegal, though, right? Partial birth abortion?
Yes. It took a long time, but yes, it is.
And that, what I don't understand is, like, I remember in the Scott Peterson case, he was charged with double homicide. So, wouldn't that mean that the baby was a...
Yes, that's a big issue, actually. These pro-abortion groups are against those laws. And by the way, Hillary Clinton denounced the Supreme Court decision upholding the federal law banning partial birth abortion.
Did all the Democrats?
I think every single one of the candidates did. Everyone who had a comment on it. I'd have to look it up. I wrote about it. I'm sure I noticed it at the time. I know Hillary did. And one of the ones did who voted in favor of the law.
Really?
Who would that have been? Maybe Biden. I don't know. But, you know, these Democrats want to get their votes on the record as having voting in favor of a ban on partial birth abortion, but then turn around and denounce the Supreme Court decision upholding the law they voted for.
But surely, I don't know, I should have asked John Zogby, but surely...
I was watching on YouTube today, you going on Letterman. Well, I don't know.
YouTube's fun, man.
Yeah. It was...
You know what I'm listening to now a lot, Tommy? I'm listening to audio tapes of Lyndon Johnson.
Really? Okay. Well, now I understand why that. I believe that you actually do watch this website now.
yeah.
Really? What do you mean? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
He put in the system, you know, that brought Nixon down, you know.
He put in the tape system.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his are way more entertaining than Nixon's.
So he put it in. That's kind of interesting. That sounds like kind of what, you know, you build a system to record. He did that, obviously, so he was very aware that it was there.
Yeah.
So he was sort of almost doing a radio show.
He did what you do.
He was Rupert Pupkin. Lyndon Johnson was Rupert. Yeah. So what are you...
So the funny ones were, sometimes they're really funny. Just like the Nixon ones, the funniest ones are when there's all these Nixon tapes that you can listen to in the Library of Congress that have nothing to do with Watergate. They're way the fuck funnier. Like it's just Nixon talking about his wife and shit. And like one time his in-laws are coming, he's like, I think I'll go stay at Blair House. I don't like that lady with her cooking. You know, and you're like, oh, it's weird. It's the president.
How many hours of these tapes have you listened
I've listened to a lot of them. But the Johnson ones are the funniest. So anyways, you probably didn't know this. I never fucking knew this. And the guy from the New York Times may or may not have. Anyway, fucking Sam. He's gone. He's checking his watch, going, "What's the Simpsons made so far?" Anyways, doing a little Rickle.
Yeah.
So, well, anyways, what was I talking about?
The Lyndon Johnson tapes.
Yeah. So this I didn't know this. Lyndon Johnson, he's wins his election, right? He's way ahead in the polls, like a week before the elections come. And his chief of staff, they have a party, you know, because they're so happy because next week they're going to be president again for 4 more years. So they have a big party at the White House, and his chief of staff goes across the street to a YMCA and blows a dude.
Wait a minute.
So the next day,
take my jacket off here. This is ridiculous. What happened here?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Say that again.
Okay, so Lyndon Johnson, right?
Yeah.
He's going to win.
Yeah.
He's, you know, he knows he's going to win. He's way ahead in the polls, as long as nothing crazy happens, right? So he goes, hey, let's have a little party, a week left, you know. We're going to win easily unless some crazy thing happens, you know. And so they're having the party and everything. And
But how did anyone find out about the
chief of
dude
staff
getting blown?
Because the chief of staff, well, listen, if you go into Hawaii and blow a guy,
right, but
you never know.
But it just came out. Did this actually come out in the press?
Yeah, like they had a sting operation.
And is this on the tapes? Is this on the tapes?
It was funny because it was in the old days, so the press couldn't say that, you know. So they had to say it in language that the audience didn't even kind of understand. They go like he was caught in a somewhat compromising situation in a young man's Christians association, and people, old farmers, would go, well, wonder what happened there. So they wouldn't come. So I think that helped them, but the conversations with Lyndon Johnson are hilarious because he goes, he's just talking to his friends, and it's this longtime guy that he didn't know was gay, you know? And he's like, my golly, I could never have figured that for Bob. I've known Bob 30 years, and he goes, I'd quicker say I was a fruit than him.
Really?
Yeah,
on the tape?
On the tape, yeah.
Where did you get the tape? Where did you, Lyndon Johnson
yeah.
said that. Where did you get the tapes?
And then he goes, and then the funniest thing is he phones J. Edgar Hoover, who he knows is gay, right? But he's like real powerful and everything, right?
J. Edgar Hoover was gay.
Yeah, like, you know, he was a transvestite and he'd have dudes over. And,
is this true? Or?
Yeah, no, that's fairly well documented.
I know
I'm
it
not
was
outing him. I'm not
I know.
Perez Hilton over here.
I know people.
No, this is fairly.
Yeah.
He's well documented.
Yeah.
So Lyndon Johnson knew for sure he was gay, but he was scared of him because he was so powerful. So he just like needles him, you know. And he's like, so he's talking to him and he goes, I can't believe old Bob's one of them fellers, you know. They didn't even have a word for it and stuff. And so J. Edgar Hoover goes, well, sir, that's, he goes, I have to ask a rather tough question here, but now when Bob was involved in this, was he the more or less sort of, you know, participant, or was he more or less the feller that, you know, instigated the thing? You know?
He's asking if he's a catcher or
yes, I don't know.
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What have you got me? Why are we talking?
Gross, you're saying that. So the guy goes, so then J. Edgar Hoover goes, well, I wouldn't, well, Mr. President, he goes, I'm sorry to tell you he was the instigator, you know, and he goes, oh, good God, he goes, how do you spot a feller like that, Edgar? You know? So then J. Edgar Hoover goes, well, I wouldn't know, sir. He goes, oh, come on now, Edgar. He goes, if there was anybody that could spot a feller like that, it'd be you. Why, you're the head of the FBI. And so,
this isn't really what's on the tape.
True.
Is that really on the tape?
That's really on the tape. And J. Edgar Hoover's kind of mad. He's like, anyway, all right. Yeah, you got to hear it. It's the fun.
Really? And where
I'll
did
bring it in. I know you love broadcasting.
Yeah, where did you get the tapes?
I read a book that were the history of the tape, and then I got the audio version of the book, and the audio version was the tapes themselves.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know about it.
Wow, that's funny.
going to talk about the coronavirus. But on the way here, I got really ill. But I think it was because I ate a cherry pie. Like, I got a cherry pie from Bristol Farms, and then I ate it, and then the car was going weird, and I was like, oh. And then he turned on the radio, Jeremy, and then all the fucking news was like, the guy was like, well, there's been so far 11 cases, 50, 200. I don't feel good, you know, you're like, oh. This is not good. I feel like I'm in a fucking middle of a Stephen King novel or something fucking like. What is this? So my plan is just to not die. You know, survive long enough where they find a cure. You know, some people will have to die. But finally they'll find a cure for me. And then I'll thank all those. It's funny how Big Pharma is so evil till now. It's like, what is it, $200 a pill? Yeah, that's good. That's fine. I'll take it. Give me all you got. But and now I'm sniffling, and I don't know what that is. Could be the cocaine, I guess. Get so nervous about this goddamn, and then so I take cocaine, you know, and then that makes the anxiety even more crippling. It's funny that we all now know how we're gonna die. It's just a matter of what order at this point. I went to the Costco and the fucking everybody trying to buy shit and everything, like the end of the world. And I'm like, anything? And they go, you gotta make yours. I'm like, I don't know how to make Purell. Oh, I can't touch my fucking face. Remember the good old days when washing your hands didn't take 3 hours? Like A, B, C, D. Just take me now. So the mind never wanders too far from, you know, like I'll be talking about all kinds of horse shit up here tonight, but every moment I'll be thinking of this disease. Just to let you know. Just getting away from you guys a little bit more. But it comes at a good time, this, where we're all quarantined, because we know how to live like that, right? We got our fucking magic phones and computers and everything. We don't need no fucking people. It was the last step between us and happiness anyway, were people. Got the TV and shit. Fucking more interesting people than anybody I know. Listen to fucking First Take and spend my last moments on Earth with Max Kellerman. God damn, I can taste the baby laxative in this fucking cocaine. Rolling down the back of my throat. God damn. But I'm old anyway, you know, so if I die, it won't be as much of a tragedy. I'm 68 years young, I like to say. Yeah. You get old and you start worrying anyway, you know. Forget the coronavirus, like that's possible. I said I wasn't going to mention it. I was talking to the manager. He's like, nobody wants to hear about the fucking coronavirus. They come here to not hear about the coronavirus. I'm like, yeah, that's true. But it was a good idea you made. It was a good choice tonight to come out and sit beside total strangers. At least I might be here. I can run, you know. At least I can flee when I see it.